Seidel. I'm Deputy Mayor Communications for Mayor Bass. This weekend next, in the run-up to her second anniversary in office on December 12th, Mayor Bass is crisscrossing the city to highlight how her administration has made change and delivered results to reduce homelessness, reduce homicides, create jobs, and better deliver city services, as well as build a greener Los Angeles, which is what we're here to talk about today. Today, the mayor will announce more green jobs, historic electric vehicle infrastructure expansion, and improved alternative water access this year in her efforts to build a greener Los Angeles and protect public health and the environment. Can we get an applause for that? Among the accomplishments, a 2019 goal to create more than 100,000 green jobs was by the end of 25 was actually accomplished an entire year early. LA has the most EV charging stations in the country, and 250,000 homes in Los Angeles are now powered by clean energy through the Eland Solar and Storage Center, which there's a photo of here. In terms of a speaking order, this is a DOT lot, so we'll open up with the Department of Transportation General Manager Laura Rubio Cornejo. Following that, we'll hear from Mayor Bass. After that, we'll hear from LADWP CEO and Chief Engineer Janice Quinones. Following that, we'll hear from Executive Director of the U.S. Green Building Council California, Ben Stapleton. We'll then hear from CEO of Charger Help, Camille Terry, and then we'll take some questions. Following questions, the mayor and the group will take a tour of some of the EV vehicles behind us, and then we'll wrap. And with that, I'll pass it off to General Manager Rubio Cornejo.
Good morning. My name is Laura Rubio Cornejo, and it is my pleasure to serve as the General Manager of the Los Angeles Department of Transportation. I'm very proud to welcome Mayor Bass and partners from both the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power and the private sector to our downtown Los Angeles Transit Yard. This is a prime example of how Los Angeles is leading the charge to reduce emissions through sustainable infrastructure and transportation. This facility is certified LEED Platinum Green Building status. It is powered by solar energy and includes rain capture and infiltration features. It is a powerhouse where we charge LADOT's zero-emission dash buses that you see throughout our city, and a critical milestone in our transition to having a fully electrified fleet by the Games in 2028. And we are getting closer and closer to that goal with each day that passes. Just earlier this week, the city finalized a property purchase to build a brand new zero-emission transit facility in the Harbor City. This new facility will be built out to charge 140 electric buses, more than doubling our capacity to operate zero-emission vehicles that we will be able to deploy within the Harbor City, South Los Angeles, and really throughout the city. This is just one of the ways that Mayor Bass and leaders across the city have helped us meet our sustainability goals as a department and as a city. I want to thank Mayor Bass for her leadership and commitment, as well as our partners at LADWP who make electrifying these facilities possible, and our guests from the private sector for continuing to support a more sustainable and greener Los Angeles. It is my pleasure now to introduce Mayor Bass.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good morning, everyone. This is a great way to start a Friday. I want to thank Laura for that introduction and for your leadership to ensure that we are moving toward a green transportation future. It's great to be here in the heart of Los Angeles to announce unprecedented progress this year to combat the climate crisis. More green jobs, more green infrastructure, and more clean power that's cheaper for LA. Sometimes addressing climate change seems like an abstract concept, but here in LA, we actually see the change. We've created more than 100,000 green jobs an entire year faster than the original goal, which was set by Mayor Garcetti in 2019. We expanded our EV infrastructure by 80% over the past 2 years, and LA has the most EV charger than any other city in the country. And just last month, we opened a new solar power facility that is providing power to more than 250,000 homes with cheaper and cleaner energy. Since the day I took office, it's hard to believe it's been nearly 2 years ago, we have worked urgently to build a greener Los Angeles, which is not only good for our planet, but also good for the health of our communities. For example, at the port, more than 400 zero-emission heavy-duty trucks have been added to the port's truck registry, moving forward on the goal of using all zero-emission trucks at the port by 2035. That will help the environment, but it will also help make the surrounding neighborhoods safer and healthier as well. Our CEO and Chief Engineer of the Department of Water and Power, Janice Quinones, who is the first Latina to ever serve in that role, knows the importance of being at the cutting edge of this progress. We're getting cleaner energy cheaper. As you may have seen in the papers yesterday, we opened a new large-scale solar installation and battery storage system to supply power to more than 250,000 homes. And once fully operational, it will help push the city's clean energy share above 60% by 2025, accelerating the transition to sustainable energy. We're taking innovative steps to be prepared for drought conditions in sustainable ways. So the Donald C. Tillman Groundwater Replenishment Project broke ground this year and will provide a sustainable, drought-proof supply of water. But we know that this is a global issue. We have met with dozens of international partners discussing climate initiatives and signing MOUs to further our climate goals worldwide. And in partnership with the city, county, state, and federal governments, we've been able to secure vital funding, including the single largest federal environmental investment the port has ever received. This urgent work will continue, and I am fortunate, and we are fortunate as Angelinos, that this work builds on the legacies of Mayor Garcetti and Mayor Villaraigosa. We know climate change is real here in LA, and that's why we're taking action. So now it is my pleasure to introduce our CEO and Chief Engineer of the Department of Water and Power, Janice Quinones.
Good morning. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for your leadership on sustainability and all that we've done to ensure that Angelinos have a clean air and we have a clean energy transition. I'm very humbled to be in this role, supporting a city that cares so much about the environment, and the proof is on the pudding. Today, we're showing two of our major projects. Like the mayor mentioned, Elan Solar came online last month. It's about 400 megawatts of solar and 300 megawatts of battery storage, supporting about 250,000 homes. What's important about this project is brings an additional 7% of clean energy to our portfolio, pushing us to 65% next year in 2025, 10 years ahead of our 2035 goal. So we're on our way to reach our 100% clean energy goals by 2035. On the water side, we have the Tillman Groundwater Replenishment Project, which is important for us to secure local water supplies. Our goals are 70% local water. Getting Tillman on the ground was an important step for us to really understand how to do recycled water in the city of LA. Not only that, this project is about over $740 million. We're groundbreaking next month, and we got about half of that through federal, state, and local grants. I would be remiss to not talk about how our communities have supported us in this journey. Energy efficiency for LA has been a significant improvement in how we manage our load. And this year alone, we have saved enough power to power over 20,000 LA homes. And in 2035, based on how we're trending, we will be able to power 800,000 homes with the energy we save on energy efficiency projects. That's not chump change. And electric vehicles, you mentioned, Mayor, you mentioned how much EV we have here in LA. This year we'll have 36,000 EV charging, and we're on our way to 45,000 by 2025. the largest charging infrastructure in the nations. And when we talk about how we're going to do this for our community, it's all about equity and not leaving communities behind. And we are happy to announce we are going to have 2 EV hubs for our disadvantaged communities coming in Panorama City and Harbor Gateway in 2025. Also on climate change, we know that our communities are being impacted by heat and the heat impacts. So this year alone, we have over 2,100 free air conditioning for our disadvantaged communities to ensure that the heat impacts are not impacting their health. Lastly, I want to make sure that we understand our stormwater capture, which are really cool, comprehensive programs. We're capturing stormwater, but also creating green spaces for our community. And this year alone, we have over 82 billion gallons of water capture, and that's about 1 million households served so far. I want to thank everybody in the community, especially our stakeholders, our environmental communities, our business community, and our customers for being part of this journey. And with that, I want to introduce Ben Stapleton, Executive Director of the U.S. Green Building Council in California. Ben?
Thank you. I really want to say thank you to Mayor Bass and her sustainability team and to General Manager Quinones at LADDP for their support in being here. In a city as diverse and complex as Los Angeles, it takes proactive leadership like this to execute and deliver on sustainability goals such as these. Buildings account for over 40% of our greenhouse gas emissions, and that is why we are working hard to decarbonize those buildings through electrification and innovative new materials like low-carbon concrete right here in LA. But all this work to electrify our buildings and our vehicles is only valuable if we work to clean up the energy we're delivering for them. That is why the mayor's commitment to 100% clean energy by 2035 is so meaningful. And yet that cleaner future can only be meaningful if everyone can share in it, which is why there is so much work left to be done by all of us. If we want to show the world a vision for a more resilient future in the face of climate change by 2028, then it will take us working together to do even more, even faster to get there. That is why we are bringing the largest green building conference in the world, Green Build, to LA next November, so we can bring the innovators, the manufacturers, designers, and builders of this vision here to LA to help lay the foundation for not just the Olympics, but our communities that will live on here long after the games are gone. Lastly, I want to point out that the city has reached its goal of creating 100,000 green jobs right here in LA, in South LA, in East LA, but the reality is a greener, healthier future is not about just green jobs, it is about green skills, and making sure that we train the workforce that we have today to be the workforce of the future. Working with the support of the city and the LADWP, this year we launched an extreme heat certificate program for construction workers, and we created an industry standard in our sustainable production and entertainment certificate to help elevate the workers we have right here in LA today to be those workers for tomorrow. In the years ahead, our collective leadership and our voices will be needed even more than ever to speak up for our communities of need, for our planet, and for each other, and I know we can count on all of us to be there together. Thank you all, and please allow me to introduce Camille Terry, the CEO of Charger Help. Thank you.
Okay. Good morning. My name is Camille Christina Terry, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Charger Help. At Charger Help, we are a proud South Los Angeles-based technology company focused on asset performance management for electric vehicle charging stations. But more than that, we're a company that was born out of a vision of what happens when technology and people come together and what can be done to truly support the work that Mayor Bass is doing around electrification. Since our founding, we've been hard at work turning the vision into reality. We've raised over $21 million of venture capital to support our mission. We've created the nation's first ever EVSE charger reliability report, pulling in insights from an incredible data set of 19 million unique data points from over 25,000 charging stations. We've trained over 1,000 people, and in partnership with the Los Angeles Clean Tech Incubator, launched the nation's first ever EVSE agnostic reliability center right in the heart of South Los Angeles. And we didn't stop there. Working with the Society of Automotive Engineers, we created the nation's first ever EVSE technician certification. This certification allows folks to go to Pearson testing centers to not just sit for the GMAT or the ACT, but they can actually sit today to be certified as an EVSE technician. That is what the work of a South LA-based company does. Now, let me tell you something. None of this would have been possible without incredible support from organizations and nonprofits from the city, like Grid 110, like the Los Angeles Clean Tech Incubator. They nurtured us, they believed in us, and they gave us the space to grow. And I share all of this today as we celebrate the progress we've made, as I am so proud of the leadership and work of Mayor Bass. I'm so proud to be an Angelino and the work that she's done around increasing electrification to not only increase electrification, but to also show the importance of small businesses. So yes, we've done a lot, but we know that we have a long way to go. But I'm so proud to be able to sit here with you all today and know that we can accomplish it together. Thank you so much.